Glossary for Aces Up. Aces Up by Covington, Clarke. Glossary. Ace. One who has brought down 5 enemy aircraft. Emma. Air mechanic. In military service, certain letters are given distinguishing sounds such as A is Ac, D is Don, M to distinguish it from N becomes Emma. Aileron. Movable segments of planes, which, though of small surface, control the lateral balance. Albatross. German combat plane. Archie. Anti-aircraft artillery fire, probably so called because of arc of the projectile's flight. Backwash. The wind wash caused by the propeller. Barrel roll. A wing over acrobatic maneuver. Black roses. Puffs of black smoke appearing suddenly as shell explodes high in the air. Blighty. English slang for a wound, generally applied to a wound serious enough to cause removal to England. Blipped his motor. Raced. Rapid advancement of throttle. Blotto. To become unconscious. Brass hat. A general officer, commonly used by British soldiers. Bucked. Encouraged, made confident. Caisson. An ammunition wagon for mobile artillery. Squadron. Early type of French plane, slow and poor climber, later used for instruction ship because of high factors of safety. Ceiling. Sometimes designates highest point to which a certain ship will climb. Again, the altitude of cloud banks or fog stratas obscuring ground vision. Circus. Name applied to certain large air groups of the German army. CO. Commanding officer. Applied to any who command a unit. Contour chasing. To fly low, following the contour of the ground and zooming over natural and artificial obstacles. Crate. Derisively applied to any old or badly worn plane, or to ship types not linked by the pilots. Dawn patrols. Patrols going out for combat at dawn. Dogfighting. Wherein a number of planes engage in a free-for-all fight. Generally develops into an every-man-for-himself fight. Drome. Applied loosely to both hangars and landing fields. An air base. EA. Enemy aircraft. Elephants. Semicircular huts of steel capable of being moved, so called probably because of color and size. Ferry pilot. A pilot used to fly ships from aviation pool or supply base up to active squadrons. Fini la guerre. End of the war. Flying pig. A large projectile from a type of mortar used by the Germans. Could be seen in flight and because of appearance and size were nicknamed flying pigs. Fokker. German plane, very fast, good climber. GHQ. Great headquarters. G2. Intelligence Department of Great Headquarters. Great Headquarters was divided into several groups designated for convenience by lettered numerals, such as G1, G2, and G3, etc. GI cans. A large shell. Because of size and usual coat of gray paint, soldiers declared they resembled the galvanized iron cans used for garbage, hence GI can. GO. General order. Hedge hopping. Another name for contour chasing, flying dangerously low and zooming over obstacles. Hightail, a plane, when at highest speed possible straight ahead, carries its tail high. To hightail means to go at highest rate of speed. Immelmann, a sudden turn, reversing the direction, first used by a German aviator, Immelmann, and later used by all air pilots. Intelligence, that section of Great Headquarters devoted to the handling of all spies and the collection of information concerning the enemy. The activities of the department are too great to be outlined in a brief definition. Liaison, contact, communication with. When several units are operating in unison, each dependent upon the other, the contact and coordination is called liaison, a French word. Limey, nickname for a British soldier. Louis, a lieutenant. Observation balloon, a captive balloon of sausage shape, carrying an observer whose duty it is to spot artillery, fire, etc. The balloon is paid out on a cable attached to a winch. Such balloons are always given protecting ground batteries to ward off enemy planes. Observation bus, generally a two-seated plane carrying pilot and observer, slower than pursuit planes but more heavily armed. OD, olive drab, color of uniform. Old man, captain, major, or colonel, usually applied to commander of the units. Panels, white muslin cut into various shapes to designate positions of various headquarters such as regiment, brigade, etc. When spread on the ground, pilots could see them and report positions. It was extremely difficult to get ground units to display them, since enemy planes, seeing them, could give location to their artillery. PC, post of command, applied to any headquarters, company on up. Poilu, French private soldier. Prop, propeller. Pursuit pilot, pilot of combat plane. Put the wind up, to frighten, to cause to lose courage or morale. Revving, to accelerate motor rapidly. Ring sights, type of sight designed to make it possible to get on a rapidly moving target. Much time was spent in training pilots in gunnery and proper understanding of ring sights. RFC, British Royal Flying Corps. Sawbones, Army surgeon. Sent west, going west. To be killed, to die. Side slipping, to slip off the wing. Solo, first flight student pilot makes alone. Spandau, German machine guns used on combat planes, twin guns, frequently with single control. Stall, to climb so rapidly as to stall the motor, putting upon it a load heavier than it can continue to pull. If care is not taken to ease off, plane will go into a spin. Tarmac, the line of departure on the field, often applied to the entire field. Tout de suite, tout de suite, French phrase adopted by Americans. Quickly, hurry up, at once. Triplane, German planes, especially Fokker, had short fin-like projections under the usual planes, and while quite short and not a true plane, gave the ship the name of triplane. Were quite fast, good climbers, and maneuvered easily. Upstairs, generally applied to high-altitude flights, sometimes applied to any flight, regardless of altitude. Very light pistol, a type of pistol used to fire a shell somewhat larger than a 12-gauge shotgun shell, and which contained luminous star signals, such as red stars, green stars, white stars, etc. The meaning of the signal depended upon the color and number of these floating stars. Washout. To destroy or badly damage a plane, variously applied, sometimes applied to planes obsoleted by the air service. White roses. Allied anti-aircraft artillery used high explosive, which showed white on bursting. Germans used black powder, which showed black. Windsock. A conical strip of cloth on a staff atop the hangars to give pilots wind direction. Wipers. Nickname soldiers gave to Belgian town of Ypres. Yaw off. To slip off desired direction due to lack of speed or wind resistance. Zoom. To pull the nose up sharply and climb at an angle too great to be long sustained. End of glossary and end of Aces Up by Covington, Clarke.